Hello students. Today in this session I'll be discussing about transportation in plants. So let us discuss about internal transportation in plants. We all know that the plants perform photosynthesis and they prepare the food, and this food which is later stored in the leaves, right? So there has to be some way by which the food has to be transported to different parts of the plant, because all the parts of the plants, they need food, right? So not only the food, the plants also need water, and this water extracted or it is being taken by the soil and it reaches to the roots, and later what happened, it entered to the different parts of the plant through the roots, and from the roots what happened, as it enters to the plant, it reaches to the stem, leaves, buds, flowers, and so on. So in this session I'll be discussing about all these internal transportation. So this internal transportation which takes place inside the plant. So the main important thing needed by the plant is food and water, right? And that food is being taken or prepared by the leaves, and the water which is being extracted by the root hairs. So now, how does this transpiration takes place? The transportation of food and the water is taken care by the vascular bundles. It is taken care by the vascular bundles. What are those vascular bundle comprises of? They are comprises of xylem and phloem. So now here we are going to understand how this xylem and phloem actually help in transporting the water and the food to various parts of the plant. One more thing which you have to know is the energy needed by the plants. It is very less compared to the energy needed by the animals. Why? Because the animals, they move from one place to another, right? Whereas the plants, they are immobile. Immobile means they do not move, right? They are fixed to the one place. So in plants, what happened? The energy needed is less compared to the animals. So even though the plants require less energy, the transportation is happening. The transportation which happen in the plants has to reach the both food and the water materials to various parts of the plant. So in the plants, even if the transportation is slower, it is not a big issue, but it should be able to reach to the various parts of the plant. The materials which has to be transported has to be transferred even though it is slower. Okay? So because there are some plants which are very tall and some plants which are very shorter in size, right? So depends upon the tallness and shortness of the plant, what happens, the transportation takes place inside the plant. So now let us understand how this vascular bundle facilitates the transportation. So what are the functions of xylem and phloem? The xylem, it helps in transportation of water and the minerals which are being absorbed by the roots from the soil. Where are these minerals and water present? It is in the soil. It has been absorbed by the roots, right? So this xylem actually, they transport this water and minerals which are being absorbed by the roots. And the phenomenon or the process of the upward movement of water and minerals from the root to the aerial parts of the plant, it is known as ascent of sap. I repeat, whatever the minerals and water it has been received by the root hair, it has to be transported, right? From the root, it has to get transported to the plant. So this transportation of the upward movement of water and the minerals from the roots to various parts of the plant is called as ascent of sap. So for the ascent of sap, the xylem helps. To conduct the water and mineral, the xylem helps. Now, what does this phloem do? The phloem helps in the transportation of food. Where does this food prepared? It is prepared in the leaves, right? The phloem helps in the transportation of food from the leaf to different parts of the plant. So what happened? The food has to be transported to different parts of the plant. So the phenomenon or the process of transportation of food from the leaf to the different parts of the plant is known as translocation. It is known as translocation. You have learned two new words here, very important. That is, one is ascent of sap and one more is translocation. What is ascent of sap? It is transporting water and minerals from root to different parts. Here, what is translocation? Transporting the food from leaf to different parts of the plant. Okay, so now let us understand about all these things in detail. Okay, so let us first understand about ascent of sap. So when I talk about ascent of sap, I have to talk about xylem, right? What are xylem then? Xylems are mostly, they are the dead cells. So these xylem actually they have some components. So what are the components of xylem? The components of xylem are tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. So now what are these tracheids and vessels do? Actually, these tracheids and vessels, they are the tubular structure which conducts, you can see they are the tube-like structure. Okay, they conduct water and minerals vertically. So here we can see that the tracheids which are tubular structure which have some pores also on them. You can observe here there are some pores on the tracheids. There are some pores on the tracheids, right? So these pores are actually they are called as pits. The pores are called as pits, and here are the vessels. You can observe the vessels. These are the vessels. So these vessels which look like the tube, they also have the pits on them. Both the tracheids as well as both have the pits on them. Now how do they conduct the water and minerals? Let us see how the tracheids conduct the water and the minerals. So now when I look at the tracheids, what happened? As I told you, they have the pits, right? The tracheids have pits on them. So these pits they connect from one end to another end. For example, whatever the pits which are present here, suppose if this is tubular wall, what happened? These kind of pits, they connect. The pits connect from one to another. I mean from one tracheid to another. So it helps in the transportation of water and minerals. Then how do these vessels conduct water and minerals? You know, as I told you, the pits tracheids have the pores on them, pits on them. So because of them, what happened? The water is being conducted. Water and minerals both have been conducted. So whereas in the vessels, these vessels are placed. They are placed from one end to another end. So you can observe the two vessels here. These vessels are placed from one end to another end without having any crossed wall. They are having, what is that? They are not having any space in between them. They are connected to each other. So water can easily pass through them. So tracheids and vessels both they help in conduction of water and minerals through the pipe-like structure. Okay? Hope you understood. So apart from this tracheids and vessels, there are other components of xylem. They are xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. So what is the function of xylem parenchyma then? Xylem parenchyma that helps in storing the food. And xylem fiber, they are the dead cells which gives the support, structural support to the plants. So even though there are four components in the xylem, the important component of the xylem are tracheids and vessels. Because ascent of sap is taken care mainly by tracheids and vessels. Okay. So now the question is how the ascent of sap occurs. You understood what is ascent of sap, right? It is the movement of water and minerals from root to aerial parts of the plant. So you understood ascent of sap. Then how this ascent of sap is taking place? How does it occurs? Okay, it is in the xylem, that is the tracheids and the vessels. They perform some kind of physical process. Let us understand about it. So you know that what happens under the physical process is the water moves against gravitational pull of the earth. What is meant by gravitational pull? You know that earth is having the gravitational force. Whatever you throw up, it comes back because of the gravity. Right? Here the question is, how does the water move upwards against the gravitational pull of the earth? And also, how can the water be against the force of gravity? I mean, the gravitational pull will bring the things back, right, to the surface of the earth. But how can the water move upwards? So this happens by two processes. One is diffusion and the second one is osmosis. Hope you remember these two words. What is meant by diffusion and osmosis, right? So what is meant by diffusion? Let us understand. So now in the soil, there is a place which is enriched. This is a soil where this soil is enriched with the water and minerals. So from the soil, what happened? The water and minerals, it enters to the root hair. Now what happened? As it enters to the root hair, it enters it by diffusion and the osmosis. Then what is meant by diffusion? Diffusion means the movement of particles. The movement of particles from the region of higher level concentration to the region of lower level concentration. Then what is moved here? The minerals from the soil, the water and the minerals from the soil, it moved through the diffusion to the roots or to the root hairs. What happens here? As a result of the diffusion, the root hair absorbs the mineral and water. The minerals, it diffuses, it enters into the root. So now what happened to the water? The water will move upwards from the lower level concentration to the higher level concentration. Then what is this lower level concentration to the higher level concentration? It is osmosis. Hope you remember what is osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of particles from the region of lower level concentration to the region of higher level concentration. Okay. So now once it reaches to the root hair, as I told you, it reaches above. That is, from the root hair, it get into the xylem vessels that is present inside the roots, and then it goes to the xylem stem. And from the xylem stem, what happened? There it enters to the leaves, which is present in the plant. So now, when it is entering to the leaf veins, when this water is entering to the leaf veins, what happens? As it entered to the leaf veins, what happened? The tracheids and vessels which are present near the leaves supports the entry of water to the various parts of the plant. So here, as you have seen, that xylem actually help in the upward movement of water and minerals to the aerial part of the plant. So this is how the ascent of sap occurs. Now let us focus towards some of the forces which favors the phenomenon of ascent of sap. So we have understood the ascent of sap now, right? So I mean, how does the water and the minerals which moves inside the plant or the body of the trees? Okay, so there are some of the forces which are favoring the phenomenon of ascent of sap. Let us look at what are those forces. So before that, there is a question. what happens to the water which is taken in through the root hairs? Where does this water go actually? As I told you, it enters to the different parts of the plant, right? So, and this water is also being utilized. But it is seen that only 1 to 2% of water is utilized in the process of photosynthesis. Means when the plants are preparing the food, the plants uses only 1% to 2% of water. Okay, then what about the remaining amount of water in the plants? So it is observed that the large amount of water is lost through the transpiration. The water which is getting transported to plant, it is getting transpiration, means it is evaporated in the form of water vapor. Okay, so that is what we are going to study in this session. So what happens is, when the water from the soil, it reaches to the aerial parts. When the water, for example, when the water from the soil, it reaches to the aerial parts of the plant or the tree, what happens? Most of the water, as I told you, it goes to the atmosphere. It goes to the atmosphere from the leaves. And this process of loss of water is called as transpiration. So the transpiration is a process where actually the loss of water takes place in the form of water vapor. As I told you, what is transpiration? Transpiration is the loss of water in the plants in the form of water vapor. So in the plants, how does the water losses? There is presence of stomata in the leaves, right? Do you remember how does the stomata looks? In the previous classes I have taught you, right? So there is presence of stomata on the surface of the leaves. So through this stomata, what happened? The transpiration takes place. Now what happens as a result of transpiration? As the water is evaporated from the cells, there will be force which is created. Why the force is created? What happened? Because since there is lack of water in the leaves, what happened? The force is created. So the leaves will have now tendency to pull the water from the downwards. So what happened? As the water enters from the down to up, what happened? Upwards, what happened? The transpiration is taking place. Now this part is losing the water now. The leaves are losing the water. As a result of loss of water, what happened? There is a force which is created in the leaves. So that force is called as the suction force. The force which is created. Evaporation of water molecules from the cells of the leaves, it creates the suction force. Because of the suction force, what happened? It pulls the water from the xylem cells of the root. I mean, the roots of the plant or tree, it receives the water upwards because of the suction force. Because of the suction force. So this suction force is created in the cells. Okay. Now, so what happened? The evaporation of water from the leaves creates. So what does it create? It creates the suction force, right? So because of this, what happened? The water from the roots, as I told, the water from the roots is being transported to different parts of the plant. And this suction force actually, it favors the ascent of sap. What is ascent of sap now? Movement of water from roots to different parts of the plant. So it is being supported by suction force. Means it enables the water to move upward direction against the force of gravity, because force of gravity means the things has to move downwards. So here the suction force is against the force of gravity. So we can say that the ascent of sap is largely, it is governed by the physical process like, which are the physical process? Diffusion, osmosis and transportation. Sorry, it is transpiration. It is transpiration. Okay. So diffusion means what happened here? The movement of particles. What are the particles? That is the minerals and the water from the soil enter to the roots, right? And through osmosis, the root receives the water and sends to the plant. And here what happened? Transpiration, that is the water get transported to different parts of the plant through the root. As a result, what happened? The transpiration took place. Transpiration means the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Okay, hope you understood how does the transportation takes place in the plants. Okay, thank you.